Very happy to be here for another COPE Forum discussion on AI, this time on the emerging dilemmas in scholarly publishing. Next slide, please. So I'm Marie, I'm the head of editorial ethics at Frontiers, and I was elected to the COPE Council in 2020. And I'm here today with Hong, who is the Senior Director of AI Product Management with Wiley, and a recently appointed COPE advisor as well. So we'll start today's discussion with a couple of short introductions about AI. From my side, I'll share guidance from COPE and other organizations on the use of AI in publishing. Some of you will have seen these slides before if you've seen me present in the last 6 months or so, but it's a good baseline for anyone who isn't very familiar with guidelines on the use of AI. And then Hong will share about some of the AI tools being used in scholarly publishing and some of the associated dilemmas. We'll then open the floor for all of you for an open discussion on what you think are the emerging dilemmas with AI in publishing. We did put a few questions to prompt the discussion already on the website publicly, and we'll use them if we need. But throughout our presentations, feel free to already start posting questions in the Q&A. As Nancy said, you can also upvote if there's any comment you want to see discussed, and we'll pick these up during the discussion. Full disclaimer, as for other COPE forums, this is really a discussion. So we don't have all the answers. We don't aim to have all the answers. We'll be commenting as well throughout the exchange, obviously, with maybe pieces of answers or solutions or recommendations. Afterwards, all the notes are going to be compiled and typically posted on the COPE website. And what we're doing here from our side of COPE is really listening for particular trends or substantial concerns that might be raised and that could benefit from future guidance from COPE in the form of guidelines or flowcharts, or if we can contact other organizations that could provide that. All right, next slide, please. So guidance from my side on AI in publishing. Next slide. When we talk about AI-generated content, it can be really anything from authors generating hypotheses and ideas for research grants to fully generating a research article with AI to creating the figures and complement to text that they've written. It can also be reviewers asking AI to review a manuscript for them and generating a report. It can be flagging similarity of content or potentially manipulated image for integrity checks during review. And for publishers, it can even be smart automation of workflows to move the process forward, assisting reviewers with AI by pre-marking a paper with potential issues, for example. And it can also be AI making decisions on whether or not the paper should be accepted or published. So everything I've said, you probably are thinking, in your head, and there's obvious dilemmas with all of these possible uses of AI in research and publishing. And since the big ChatGPT uprising a couple of years ago, there's various organizations that have provided general guidance and recommendations on the use of AI for these various content generations and decision-making uses. Next slide, please. So I'll share the guidance from 4 main international committees and associations, from STM, the Association of Scientific, Technical, and Medical Publishers, some from WAMI, the World Association of Medical Editors, from EASE, the European Association of Science Editors, and of course from COPE. Next slide. So I'm going to start with from the author use of AI. In 2023, STM produced an ethical and practical guidance on the use of generative AI by authors. There's the link on this slide here. Most publishers have since echoed this guidance in their own author guidelines, where the main recommendations are that the use of AI as a support tool to refine, edit, correct text is absolutely fine. And actually, since then, most basic tools like Word, Grammarly, and others have integrated AI in their systems as well. So it would be very hard not to use AI for these uses. Uses transcending this should be declared and evaluated by editorial teams. So we're talking about creating, you know, some additional text writing, writing full introduction, creating a list of citations. And if we're talking about creating or manipulating research data and results, this is not permitted in the STM recommendations. Generative AI should not be credited as authors either on published papers. Some of you might remember that there was an initial wave of ChatGPT authors, but that wave crashed on the beach very quickly, and I'll touch on this in the next slides. But first, I want to add that STM also released just a couple of months ago a complement to these guidelines. In the next slide, we'll see a more detailed classification that builds on this 2023 guidance. Next slide, please. Thank you. And this additional classification really aims to support the development of clear and practical policies across different disciplines. So what I was saying earlier, what is the creation and manipulation of data? What's the creation of parts of text? So really some examples and definition of all of this. And it's really about ensuring that the use of AI in research aligns with principles of transparency, accountability, and integrity. It provides here a lot more details about how to do this. And it's really a good resource to use for authors, but also for journals when they are creating their own AI policies. Ahead of this webinar, there were a couple of posts on the COPE website about the questions and the theme that we were going to bring today. And I want to raise one that was really interesting for me. That's from Professor Victor Wang at the California State University, that was pointing out that AI transparency is not about shame. It's really about intellectual honesty. So if you did use AI to help you write your paper, to help you analyze the result, it's really about being transparent and honest about it. And I think that should be the main focus for authors whenever they use AI. Next slide, please. So I come back here to the last points about AI not being eligible as an author. So very quickly in February 2023, COPE published this position statement that you can see here on the left to prevent the wave of ChatGPT authors from becoming a tsunami. And our statement clearly stated that AI cannot be credited as an author because it is not a legal entity. It cannot meet authorship criteria of responsibility and accountability for the research. The position statement requests authors to disclose the use of AI transparently and to be specific about what AI was used for in either the methods or acknowledgements. So again, this is about transparency, not about shame. The majority of publishers have released their own specific requirements following these recommendations. I've posted here examples from Frontiers and from Nature. There is obviously a lot of discussion around detecting papers that have been fully written by AI. This will be touched on by Hong, and it can be picked up as well in the discussion that we're going to have. It's very difficult to detect this with accuracy, and the focus of all the associations and guidelines have been on promoting transparency and accountability. Next slide. If we go now beyond authors to editors and reviewers using AI. So when you edit or review a paper, can you upload the paper to an artificial intelligence tool and ask it to do the review or prepare a report for you? So here we turn rather to WAMI and EASE, who provided detailed recommendations on this and other aspects of the use of AI. In general, the main concerns are about accountability and accuracy, and also in the case of AI that could be inaccurate or include hallucinated content, and the person requesting the report not thoroughly checking that it is accurate. In addition to this, in a more problematic ethical aspect is also that there can be a breach of confidentiality. If you upload a manuscript that is not yet published to an external generative AI, it will ingest and it can use this data in its database of content. So this is a breach of confidentiality. It can be the use of AI to do review can be acceptable by some publishers, especially for people who use their proprietary AI to help them write reports. And if that's the case, the use of AI should be declared very clearly. Next slide, please. Finally, the use of AI by journals and publishers. Many of you might be familiar now with this COPE discussion document on the use of AI tools in publishing, specifically designed to address decisions made by AI and what is allowed or not. I authored this document with COPE back in 2021, was way before the spread of large language models and AI chatbots, as already at the time many publishers were experimenting with AI. We were seeing at the time some papers being automatically rejected because they had an authenticate similarity score of over 25%, for example. So there was a clear need to think ahead and anticipate the spread of the use of tools like that. So overall, the recommendation here that AI should not make any final decisions on manuscripts to accept or reject. It can assist during the course of peer review by automation or actual artificial intelligence to check for similarity, find reviewers, detect image manipulation, and it will make recommendations for human, such as journal managers, editors, reviewers, to validate. There should also be a monitoring and auditing of the tools, and the document also recommends transparency, of course, on where AI is used in the publishing processes. And if any biases or known are detected, and limitations should be made clear, and attempts should be made to correct them, obviously. The final slide for me, just to highlight that associations like COPE and STM in the next slide have not only been producing guidelines for authors, editors, publishers, but the industry is trying to come together to work with publishers to ensure industry-level collaboration, to ensure that the use, or I should rather say, in particular, the misuse of artificial intelligence and other tools is monitored and guidelines are put in place to help all the users and safeguard scholarly content. And on that note, I will hand over to Hong, who will be presenting in more detail various AI tools. Over to you.
Thank you, Marie. Next slide, please. Wait. All right. So everyone, hello everyone. So I would like to take this opportunity to share some of my insights and experience on how the AI is being applied across research and the publishing landscape, and also try to provide some of the practical guidance on how to evaluate and select the right AI tools based on the user's needs. And finally, I want to highlight some of the key trends I have observed in AI adoption and shared what I believe are the essential ingredients to the building the successful AI application in your business, in your work, etc. So as you can see here, the AI applications extend across the entire publishing workflow. Here we can see how AI support each stage. In the authoring phase, AI assists with the submission, collaboration, and the references. And during the submission and the review, it helps to check for quality, detect misconduct behavior, identify appropriate the reviewers. And in production, it supports copy editing, typesetting, and metadata creation. Publishing also benefit from improved accessibility, discoverability, while the discovery and the dissemination phase leverage AI to identify the right audience and the personalized content delivery. So each stage offers the opportunities for AI to enhance the process while maintaining the human oversight of critical functions. So this is very important. Next, please. Right, so similarly, so the research journey itself is also being transformed by AI-powered discovery tools, starting with directions and focus. So researcher can use AI for idea generation, formulating the research questions during the literature review. AI, you can just summarize the existing research and extracting the key insight. So very, very useful, especially in the information overloading age. And then in the experimentation phase, it supports coding, testing, data analysis, and visualization, etc. So publication assistance also include the manuscript drafting and the formatting. And finally, AI can even help with the peer review process. So this illustrates how the AI is creating a more integrated and efficient research ecosystem. Of course, there's a pros and cons, there's a risk. But this is what happened now. So next, yes. Right. So I often heard about the AI related questions. One of the common AI related questions I have heard so far is, how do I know which AI tools is right for me? So to help answer this, so why do we introduce a LOCAT, the framework, a practical guidelines for the evaluate AI tools in the scholarly publishing. L for limitation. So we need to understand what tool was designed to do and its constraints, its limitations. O for the ownership. So consider the copyright issues. Who own the input, output, and the training data? So this is very important. And for whichever the AI tools you use, this need to be clear. C for the confidentiality. Will you disclose any confidential information or put your work at risk? This is what you need to ask yourself before you provide the prompt or any information, especially during the peer review. This is the manuscript is unpublished, so we need to ask ourselves, is it confidential enough? So A for accuracy. Is this output accurate and reliable? Are you prepared to take responsibility for it? Or you just copy paste the output from AI and put somewhere? Or you need the review and check and take responsibility for it? D for disclosure. Does your institution, journal, or publishers allow the usage? And what are the disclosure requirements? That do your institution allow you use this? So this framework helps the user make informed decisions about the appropriate AI tools use. I hope this is useful for you. So next, please. Right, so I would like to share some of the future thoughts on how the AI might continue to evolve in the research and the publishing, based on my observations and in the industry, in the market recently. And on the research side, we are seeing a shift from the simple information discovery to more advanced roles like an AI research assistant, which help the researchers on several important research tasks, such as literature review, data analysis, coding, and potentially we're moving to the AI scientist. So supporting the hypothesis generation, experiment design, and the synthesis of the findings, and even the draft, the papers. So this is a many company like the DeepMind recently they released they identify the new I think it's the DNA or something as using AI as a scientist to identify this. So in publishing, AI is playing the more important role in peer review. So the focus more and more in peer review. Of course, peer review is one of the top challenge during this whole publishing journey. And then AI start from individual quality integrity check to the AI review assistant to help find reviewers, help reviewer draft report, help editor quickly understand reviewers' comments. And then it moving towards the AI reviewers, which do the initial validation based on the quality, readability, novelty, contribution, and technical soundness, etc. So the AI is plays more and more and cover more and more areas and contribute more. But of course, this still need human oversight. And all this transformation are being powered by the 4 key advances shown in the right-hand side. So this technology driven. So for example, multimodal large language model that enable the richer information and across text, image, data, and more. So in the future, the publication is not only text. Maybe it's about video, about the text, audio, images, etc. So the reasoning large language model that support the deeper analysis and the critical thinking. So that's one of the reasons now the AI can contribute more in the peer review, because it becomes smarter and the good at the reasoning. And the RAG, retrieval augment generation based system for personalized broader search and context aware retrieval. So allow you to the researchers or editor or reviewers to find the all this, the relevant research papers and the answers directly. And finally, AI agents that can operate with goals in mind, moving us towards autonomous, purpose-driven discovery. So this is very important. So the most like today, the Google's deep research, and then the OpenAI deep research, and the Claude deep research, Perplexity, all of this is a big tech giant, AI giant. Now they provide the AI agent to support the research. Together, so this trend point towards a future where AI not only assists, but also collaborate more meaningfully in the research and the publishing journey. So next, please. This is my final slide. As we move into an agentic AI world, where AI system can act the more autonomously and collaborate with other agents with human, it becomes even more important to focus on the three key elements to ensure the successful and responsible AI application, which AI should work with us and not instead of us. So the first is the trust. So without it, the adoptions fail. We must ensure AI systems are transparent, reliable, and used responsibly. So trust is built through the clear boundary explainability. This is because today many people still think, yeah, indeed the AI is a black box. So, but this is there's many researchers who work on this area to improve this explainability and consistent performance. So second is collaboration. And here is about how we interact with AI and agent to get the best result. We not just leave the AI to do the task, and we just leverage the result, the output. We have to interact with them to achieve the best result together. So it's not just handing the task over. It's about stay in the loop for human, providing direction, validate output, and the fine-tune the prompt, the guidance, use AI as a thought partner. So the best outcome happen when the humans and AI active co-create, blending the machine speed with human insight. So this is very important. And finally, the governance. The governance is this 2 years ago when the OpenAI, all this large language model appeared. So the AI governance is far behind all these AI capabilities. But last 2 years, we can see this is the catch up. This means having a strong framework, policies, and oversight in place. So not only to manage the risks and ensure the ethical use, but also to make sure the AI system that comply with the AI policies and do what they are designed to do, and nothing beyond that. Because AI is become more intelligent, clever, they can start to have their own the ideas and the plan their own. So they maybe do something in which which the human don't want them to do. So we need to be careful. And that's why also have the collaboration. Human need to stay in the loop. So comply with AI, do what they designed to do. And then as AI become more autonomous, so governance must ensure these tools remain aligned with human goals, values, and boundaries. This is very important. So thank you. This is I just shared my thoughts. I hope it's useful. Thank you.
Thank you, Hong. Very nice to hear. Before we go already into the discussions, I'll actually ask you one more question that was posted in the chat as we transition. What are the AI detection tools that journals are using now? What kind of tools can we use and softwares to detect if something was AI generated?